Hey, welcome back to yet another installment of Pillaging the Archives, in which I pillage the archives. I've kept it to 7 inches this time because I was lazy and the boxes were right there. Yeah, we'll kick it off with some DIY death metal from Olympia, Washington. Bone Sickness. It's on Detest Records from 2011. Uh, yeah, like I said, it's death metal played by what appears to be some pretty young dudes. Um, Yeah, it's well played. It's catchy. Two songs on this one: Exhume and Postmortem Perversion. Um, Production wise, it's kind of thin and scratchy, which might turn off some of the death metal purists who like, crazy production values and whatnot. But I'm not one of those guys. I like noise. I like, raw production. So yeah, they got a bit of attention for a while. Like a lot of people like them. They have more stuff than this, but this is all I got. I'll probably change that one of these days. But yeah, Bone Sickness. Next from Redwood City, California, no less. It's the boxed in 7 inch. It's on Slap a Ham. It's from 1997. Definitely one of the more affordable Slap a Ham releases nowadays. Um, it's power violence, like you'd probably expect. It's got the kind of fierce, angry vocals. The second vocalist is what makes it kind of different. It's kind of like ranting, hysterical, like high pitched vocals, kind of like you'd hear on like earlier Macabre releases and stuff, or maybe even newer Macabre releases. I don't know. I haven't heard them since way the fuck back when. But yeah, it teeters on death metal here and there. There's the obligatory samples that you find in all the power violence records. Um, Members of this were in Plutocracy and Immortal Fate. Quite often with the, you know, members and bands of kind of the OG power violence scene in California, you'll hear them speak in memoriam fondly of a guy named Stinkweed. He was in this band. And he passed away a bunch of years back. But yeah, by and large, this is just good solid power violence. But the higher pitch vocals might not be for everyone. It makes it kind of weird. But yeah, whatever. Not a bad record. Next up from Italy, the far north of Italy, in fact, Impulso with Costante Ossessione. It's on Budapest Distro, which is a Norwegian label / distro. I missed these guys when they came to Toronto. I kind of kicked myself in the ass, but I had to work early the next day. This is some like driving hardcore. Musically, it kind of reminds me of a Belgian band called Dead Stop, which probably doesn't mean anything to anyone watching. But yeah, there's really, really solid build-ups in this song. The vocals are kind of similar to like the classic Italian hardcore bands, but musically, unlike those bands that kind of are playing so like crazily that they're on the verge of falling apart, everything that was written in these songs was done with purpose, I would say. Like it's just they knew what they were doing. It's just thick, well written, charging, solid, driving hardcore. Yeah, absolutely no problem with this at all. I look forward to more of their shit. Next, from Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia, Arm's Reach, Within Our Reach. It's on Short Fuse Records. It's from 1998. This is straight edge hardcore. It's pretty fast. And it's got the gruff kind of barked out vocals, so you would definitely draw like an Infest comparison. It's got the youth crew tropes to it though. It's got the two-step breakdowns and the gang vocals and all that. But like I said, it's fast. It like blasts. I have a bunch of their other stuff. It's all really really good. So yeah, if that's your thing, if you're into straight edge hardcore or like super fast youth crew, Arm's Reach, it's where it's at. From 1990 on Berry Berry Records, Life But How to Live It. It's a 2-song 7-inch. It's Green and You Should Have Known Better. Band from Oslo, Norway. very different from the stuff I've talked about so far. This band has my favorite, probably my favorite guitar player in the whole, umbrella of punk and hardcore. It's a dude named Roger Andreasen. In the 80s, he was in a band called Barnav Rainboden, which is Children of the Rainbow in English. He's been in Captain Not Responsible. He's been in a band called Drunk. Now he's in a band called Danger Man. One of my old bands played with Drunk once, so I kind of got to gush a little bit about it, which is not really like me, but dude was cool. This sounds like a punk version of Rush. Like, really, it does. And I mean, if you're not a Rush fan, don't let that deter you. It's just the songs are really creative and well written, and has like a real passionate kind of feel to it. I love the guitar riffs that guy comes up with. He's fucking pretty cool, second to none. So yeah, buy their shit. Next, from 1978, it's a Welsh band called Krypton Tunes. It's Behind Your Smile, backed with Coming to See You. It's on Black and Red Records. Like I said, they're from Wales. Behind Your Smile, it's kind of a Buzzcocks type thing, maybe a little darker than most Buzzcocks. The B-side's the one that I like. I think it's been comped on like a Kill by Death or Bloodstains or something like that, but whatever. It's got kind of sharp, jagged guitars, which would appeal to, punk fans back then. But his voice has this like weird warbly thing going on, but then at times it's also got kind of a soulful element to it. And there's a groove to it. It kind of reminds me of some like, maybe like a late 60s kind of, just kind of an infectious kind of groove to it. So yeah, it's not talked about much. It's an underrated record as far as I'm concerned, but it's also one of the ones you could probably get at a good price. And from 1983, a band that a lot of people know, Blitz. It's on Future Records. It's new age, backed with Fatigue. Now, my first bit of exposure to Blitz was on one of the first punk records I ever got. It's the Burning Ambitions: A History of Punk compilation. The song Someone's Gonna Die was on it. And it's like street punk oi stuff with the, kind of tough vocals and all that. But the next time I heard of them was on the UKDK documentary, and they did the song New Age on there, and it's more of a synth pop thing going with like a street punk oi influence. Very anthemic, maybe in the way that like Stiff Little Fingers is or something. But it's sounds completely different from the earlier stuff, and it's a different singer. The bass player took over vocal duties, but I like them both just the same. The LP of stuff in this from this era is a little hard to sit through all at once for me, anyways. But these two songs are pretty fucking great, actually. Unfortunately, the singer ended up either wandered into traffic or he was, whatever. He wasn't paying attention. He got smoked by a car and ended up dying a few years back. But yeah, it's a nice original copy. Next, also from 1983 on Mystic Records, it's a split between Battalion of Saints from San Diego and S.V.D.B, St. Vitus Dance Band. We're from like Orange County, I think. Battalion of Saints, pretty well-known band. It's fast hardcore. It's got snotty vocals that, hit kind of a screeching point at times. Very, very good band. S.V.D.B, it's very similar to, bands like The Adolescents. Like, you could probably make this, tell someone who didn't know that this was an Adolescents track and they would believe you. It's really good. I wish they'd release more. The drummer went on to be in Decry. I know before they recorded this stuff, the Brandon Cruz, the singer from Dr. No, was in the band, but he didn't record anything with them as far as I know. So yeah. From let me see, 2015, Slimy Member from Dallas, Texas. It's their EP. This is fucking good. It's on Todo Destruido Records. It sounds a lot like a cross between like TSOL and 45 Grave. It's very, very gothy. But there's also kind of like a UK anarcho-punk thing in there as well. It's a good mix. It's very well done. Yeah, I'll continue to pick shit up if this band even still exists. They have like I got an LP as well, which is also really good. Here's a stone cold classic for the power violence genre. The Crossed Out, Man is the Bastard split on Slap a Ham. It's from 1992. Yeah, Crossed Out from Encinitas, California. It's like knuckle dragging caveman power violence. Very, very influential. Noisy, just hits you like a ton of fucking bricks. Songs are over before you know it. It's just absolutely brutal. Man is the Bastard, a little harder to explain. It's like if you locked a bunch of cavemen in a fucking room with instruments and tried to get them to reinvent jazz while there was like a broken radio blaring in the background. It's kind of what it is. Like, no one really sounds like Man is the Bastard. Members have also been in like Pissed Happy Children and Amps for Christ, and like Eric Wood, he's now doing Bastard Noise. Has been for a while. Very, very strange band. Very, very good band from Claremont, California. So yeah, this one, it's a little pricey at times, but well worth it. It's another split on Keloid Records out of Japan. It's a split between Belgium's Agathocles, or Agathocles, or however the fuck you want to pronounce it, and Japan's Shikabane. Now, Agathocles, one of my old bands, kind of had the privilege of playing with them twice in one day. It was cool. Like, I always kind of dismissed them because they have literally 50,000 fucking releases out, and they're often dismissed as kind of, a joke or something. There's jokes made at their expense, but live they fucking killed it, and they were super nice guys. They have a lot of variations in their sound. Like, some records they do will be, like death metal, and then others will be like just straight up hardcore, and then others will just be like, straight up textbook grindcore, although they call it mincecore. But this is kind of a cross between hardcore and grindcore. It's one of my favorite releases that I've heard that they've done. Yeah, it's definitely worth it. This, if I was to, this would be in my top probably 3 Agathocles releases. Shikabane, charging, no nonsense, fucking awesome Japanese hardcore with a grindcore touch, more so because they have blast beats. But I would compare them to bands like Asfort. It's another Japanese band. Just goes off like a bomb. It's pretty much unrelenting, short songs. Their live set's probably fucking great. Now, after this stuff, they got a lot more metal, and I had an LP by them at one time. I don't have it anymore because I traded it, but I didn't find it as enjoyable as this, so I kind of wish they would have stuck with this formula, but whatever. Yeah, check it out. And lastly, yet another split. It's from 2014, 2 Canadian grindcore bands. It's G.O.D. and Violent Restitution. G.O.D., which is Grotesque Organ Defilement. They're from Peterborough, Ontario, which is a couple hours northeast of Toronto. And Violent Restitution are from Vancouver, British Columbia, which is like 2,000 miles west of Toronto. Now, G.O.D., bands that I've been in have played with both of these bands. They were both really, really good. G.O.D.'s more on the extreme grindcore kind of thing. Like, they've got like, screaming vocals, but then they've got secondary vocals that sound like an asthmatic pig. Fast, just unapologetic. My only complaint is that the production, it kind of drowns out the asthmatic pig vocals, as it were. So I wish they wouldn't have done that, because I think it would have been better if you could hear those a little clearer. Violent Restitution, they remind me of another Ontario band called Thick Piss, actually, that had Johnny from Fuck the Facts and Bleeding Out in it. But no one here knows who they are, so just think from Enslavement era Napalm Death mixed with kind of a more lowbrow, brutal grindcore band like Warsaw. I think they might actually do a Warsaw cover on here, but yeah, it's totally solid. They were a great live band. Their drummer is a fucking beast. It's it's co-released by like 5 labels: Mercy of Slumber, Addiction to War, Tacocalypse, a Taco Apocalypse, Grindfather, and Third Eye Grind. So yeah, you could pick this one up probably for like basically nothing. So yeah, give it a shot if you like raging grindcore. And that's all I got for today. I'm off work this week. I'm on vacation. I'm not doing anything, so I definitely have another video to shoot, so I will do that and post it up during the week. So anyways, thanks to anyone that subscribed, and yeah, have a good fucking day.